It seems winter is always approaching in Minnesota, which is why people there appreciate a warm heart.
Oh, that was the first game I played in?
Meet Jack Koehn and Ty Koehn.
Where'd you hit yours?
Over there.
They may still be young, but they're old friends.
That's crazy.
Ty and Jack started with basketball when they were little.
For years, sports was the knot that tied their group of friends together, especially baseball.
It was super fun. We were actually pretty good. In 13s, we won our section.
You couldn't meet a better group of guys. I mean, those are some of my best friends I still talk to this day.
They untangled in high school. Ty went to Mounds View, a public school, Jack to the smaller private TOTINO Grace. But their friendship didn't mean any less, and when the two schools would meet in the playoffs, it meant a little more.
It's more of a rivalry for me personally. I get really nervous because I want to perform to the best of my ability when I play those guys.
And so it was in June of 2018, Mounds View and TOTINO Grace would have a date in the Minnesota High School sectional playoffs.
It was a really intense game. A lot of the players are feeling pretty tight.
It was a 13-inning, game that just nobody wanted to blink.
The pressure was on, and for a player trying to make an impression, there's nothing better than turning tension into jubilation. It was Jack who delivered the game-winning hit in the bottom of the 13th, a moment becoming a memory.
It was something I never felt before. That was my first walk-off in my entire baseball career, starting from when I was in T-ball. I couldn't believe it, like what just happened.
They're carrying him off the field and hog-piling him, and on the semifinal game, he's the hero.
No one was happier for Jack than Ty, but any loss, especially one in a big game, is tough to take.
He takes athletics and academics pretty seriously.
I do take them hard. I do not like losing.
What no one knew at the time is that Ty and Mounds View would change that setback into a comeback. Just a few days later, after the Mustangs clawed their way back, the two teams would meet again in a game that was winner take all.
Trip to state on the line. TOTINO hadn't been to state in a long time.
And this time, Ty was on the mound and in a groove.
He was pitching really well. We were struggling to hit off him, and both teams were playing really good defensively.
They placed 7 innings in high school, and Ty was throwing a 3-0 shutout with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. TOTINO Grace had one last chance, and that chance was Jack.
When I saw Jack, my heart really sank because I knew this could be that last at-bat. My main focus, of course, was on winning the game.
And that's exactly what he did. But more people remember what he did next. As his fellow players ran out of the field in celebration, Ty walked in the opposite direction to share a hug with his dejected friend.
I wanted him to know that he wasn't really in it alone. It wasn't his fault. I mean, there were 7 innings to the game.
At first, I didn't realize it was him. Thought it was one of my other teammates, but to kind of look up and see Ty kind of consoling me and saying everything's okay, like it wasn't my fault or anything, that meant a lot for me personally because it took my mind off of like this was my last game.
Not everybody noticed until someone posted the video on social media.
I think people are craving kindness. I think it's an attribute that's kind of missing in the world.
It shows their friendship, it shows their character, it shows what they are like as a person.
As Ty and Mounds View advanced in the playoffs, Jack was in the stands supporting his friend. The Mustangs didn't win the state title, but the real winners don't always show up on the scoreboard.
You don't always remember the score, you don't always remember, those types of things, but you sure remember the people.
We all need a hug sometimes, and in this moment of sportsmanship, it went a long way in teaching us the meaning of friendship.
That's who Ty is as a person.